Basta kay Sir Rojan, ibang klase. Let's go! Okay, welcome ulit sa ating klase. Sa video na to, pag-uusapan pa rin natin ang Article 1305. Pero magfo-focus naman tayo sa classifications of contracts. Ano nga bang mga classifications ng isang contract at gaano karami ito? Madami yan. Ano-ano nga ba? Ready ka na? Sige, start tayo. Let's go! Ayan. So dito naman sa lecture na to, pag-uusapan natin ang classifications ng contracts. Pero under pa rin tayo ng Article 1305. So classifications of contracts. How do we classify contracts? Depende kung saan tayo tumitingin. Okay? Maraming classification, pero depende kung saan siya according. So una muna, according to perfection or formation. So perfection or formation. Okay? So may classifications tayo, depende kung paano siya magiging perfected. Now, kung sakaling ang isang contract is perfected by mere consent, ibig sabihin, it does not need to be in writing. Basta meron tayong meeting of minds, may consent na binigay, meron ng contract, and that's what you call consensual contracts. So, consensual contracts are perfected by mere consent, meaning to say, basta ma-meet mo yung essential requisites, yung tatlo, may consent, may object, at saka may cause, may contract ka na. Perfected by mere consent. Okay? So, hindi siya kailangan nakasulat, walang delivery na kailangan. Ano mga example nito? Meron tayong example sale, contract of sale, contract of lease, pwede rin. Okay? Halimbawa, uupa ka, hindi nyo kailangan nakasulat para magkaroon kayo ng kasunduan or ng kontrata. Bibili ka, hindi rin kailangan may papel para mabili mo isang bagay. Okay? O kaya naman, barter. Okay? Yung barter is parang exchange of non-cash items, no? Yan. So parang nagtitrade kayo. Okay? So yun yung unang klase according to perfection. Second is we have real contracts. Yung real contracts, in addition to the general rule, so ito yung essential requisites. Okay? In addition to the essential requisites, para magkaroon kayo ng real contracts, kailangan siya ay merong delivery. So perfected by delivery. Perfected by delivery. Ay, by delivery. Yan. Ibig sabihin, hindi kayo magkakaroon ng contract pag hindi na-deliver yung object doon sa isang contracting party. For example, comodatum or comodatum, contract of comodatum, contract of deposit. Halimbawa, let's say bibili ka ng soft drinks, magde-deposito ka. Pag hindi ka nag-deposito, wala kayong contract. Okay? What else? Pwede ring contract of pledge. Okay? O halimbawa, ikaw ay magsasangla, no? Magsasangla ka ng singsing, uutang ka. Okay? Pag hindi mo dineliver yung singsing doon sa pagsasanglaan mo, wala kayong contract of pledge. So this is perfected by delivery. In addition, not only sa consent of the parties, para magkaroon ng perfection, kailangan may delivery rin ng object ng isang party to another. Okay? What else? We also have what we call formal or solemn. Ito naman, formal or solemn. So dito sa formal contracts, again, in addition to the essential requisites, dadagdagan pa ng pang-apat, which is kailangan siya ay nakasulat for it to be valid. So it should be in the form provided by the law para siya ay maging perfected. So, okay, must be in the form provided by the law. In the form provided by law. Okay? Halimbawa, doon sa partnership discussion natin, kapag ikaw ay magko-contribute ng immovable property, hindi lang basta pwedeng consensual ang partnership ninyo. Kailangan siya ay formal. Kasi pag mayroong immovable property involved, kailangan siya ay in writing plus public instrument. Kasi yun yung required ng batas. So therefore, it's a solemn or formal contract. Otherwise, kapag hindi siya nakasulat, na nire-require ng batas ay dapat siya nakasulat at public instrument, hindi siya magiging valid. Okay? What else? So, example nga natin, partnership contribution of immovable property. Partnership contribution of immovable property. Okay? Pag ang contribution ng isang partner involves immovable property, kailangan siya ay nakasulat at public instrument dahil yun ang required na form na provided by the law. Ang tawag natin doon, formal contracts. Again, ano pa? Donation. Donation din ng mga immovable property. Okay? Yan. Tapos, yung acceptance, kailangan siya ay nakasulat din. Acceptance ng donee, yung pagdadalhan ng immovable properties. So these are the classifications of contracts according to perfection. If there's no need in writing, consensual. If there's a delivery required, real. If there's a form required by the law, formal or solemn. So next natin is according to cause. Okay? Classification of contract according to cause. Okay? Kapag ang contract ay may kapalit, no? May exchange or of valuable consideration, ang tawag natin doon, onerous contracts. Onerous contracts. Again, meron tong exchange of valuable consideration. Okay? Exchange of valuable consideration. Yung bang yung contract ninyo, parehas kayong maibibigay or may gagawin. So, merong consideration dun sa ibibigay. Okay? Dun sa contract. Kagaya ng halimbawa, sale. Pag nagbenta ka, ang consideration mo or yung cost, yung pera. Bakit ka nagbebenta? Kasi ito yung parang why. Bakit mo binebenta ang isang product? Ang product ay yung object. Kasi gusto mong magkapera. Yung pera yung cost. Kasi yun yung reason bakit ka nakipag-contract in the first place. Why will you sell something? Because you want money or you need money. So therefore, that is the exchange, that is the valuable consideration exchange for the object. What else? Di lease, yan. Pwede rin yung lease. Bakit ka magpapaupa? Kasi kailangan mong kumita. Okay? Bakit mo ipagpapalit itong item na to? Kasi gusto kong gamitin or gusto kong magkaroon ng item na yan. Barter. Merong exchange of valuable consideration. Yan. So, ang assumption doon, yung valuable consideration is equivalent. Okay? Is equivalent to the object. Okay? So, this is equivalent to the object. Kasi yan yung reason bakit binenta mo or pinaupa mo or nagpapalit ka ng item because it's equivalent dun sa gusto mo matanggap. Pangalawang type, according to cost, is the gratuitous or lucrative. Gratuitous or lucrative. Ito naman, parang wala siyang consideration pero meron. Hindi nga lang siya kumbaga walang equivalent consideration pero may cost. Just because walang consideration doesn't mean wala ring cost. Okay? Hindi nga lang siya, wala nga lang siya equivalent amount. Halimbawa, nan is donation. Pag nag-donate ka, wala kang hinihinging kapalit. Ibig sabihin, walang cost kasi walang consideration. So therefore, walang contract. Mali. Ang cost doon is yung pagiging generous nung nagbigay. So, no equivalent consideration. So, no equivalent consideration. Yan. Hindi porket walang consideration, walang cost. May cost. Ang cost dun ay yung generosity or liberality nung nagbigay. So, example natin, donation. Okay. Comodatum. Yan. So, yung mga example natin ng gratuitous contracts. So, kumbaga dito merong equivalent, dito walang equivalent consideration. Pangatlo is remunerative or remuneratory. Remuneratory. Okay? Ito naman, because of the previously rendered service. Okay? Nagkaroon ng consideration. So, dahil meron kang service na ni-render, okay, or may na-benefit dahil sa'yo, para bang re-rewardan ka. So, para siyang reward for a benefit or service previously rendered. Previously rendered. Halimbawa, merong isang tao na aksidente. Nakita mo siya, dinala mo sa ospital. Tapos dahil dun sa rendered service mo para sa kanya, kung hindi dahil sa'yo, mamamatay yung nakita mo na aksidente, binigyan ka, binayaran ka. So, para siyang onerous na parang gratuitous. Okay? Hindi ka naman nagre-require ng kapalit. Okay? Pero dahil na-benefit yung isang party sa ginawa mo, binigyan ka niya. Okay? So, ang cost dito is the service or yung benefit remunerated. Okay? So, itong cost na to, madidiscuss natin to in Article 1350. Okay? Yan. Tapos itong yung consensual na discuss na natin yan, yung real contract will be discussed further sa 1316. Yan. So ano pa? Pangatlong classification, continue tayo. Third classification is according to importance or dependence of one another. Importance or dependence of one upon another. Okay? Kumbaga, pag ang contract na to nakadepende sa isa, anong tawag sa kanya? Kapag ang contract can stand on its own, ang tawag natin sa kanya, principal contract. Kumbaga, hindi siya nakadepende sa ibang contract. Kaya niya mabuhay kahit mag-isa siya. So, ibig sabihin ng principal contract, it is a contract that can stand independently by itself. Okay? Can stand independently by itself. Kumbaga, hindi siya nakadepende sa iba pang contracts para maging valid. So, example nga natin dyan, meron tayong contract of sale, yan. Kumbaga, hindi siya nakadepende sa isa pang contract. Contract of lease, okay? Contract of loan, yan, madami yan. Pero kapag ang contract is dependent sa isa pang contract para siya maging valid, ang tawag natin doon, accessory contract. Accessory contract. Pag sinabing accessory, yung existence depends upon another contract. Pag yung principal contract is already extinguished, yung accessory, extinguished na rin. Whatever happens to the principal, accessory follows. Kagaya ng halimbawa, contract of pledge. Ang pledge ay usually ginagawa yan sa pag may utang ka. So para security yan, ipe-pledge mo yung isang valuable item. It's a separate contract. So kapag nabayaran mo na yung utang, yung pledge contract, wala na rin. Okay? So that's the same also for mortgage. Halimbawa, nangutang ka sa isang bangko, naka-mortgage or naka-collateral. Yung pinagkaiba kasi nila, ang pledge usually ano siya, personal property. Ang mortgage, although meron siyang chattel mortgage, meron din siyang real mortgage. Ang mortgage is more mataas ang amount. So, kapag halimbawa yung bahay at lupa mo naka-collateral dahil nangutang ka as a security, pag nabayaran mo na yung utang mo, yung mortgage wala na rin. Okay? Kasi pag nag-extinguish ang principal, wala nang kakapitan ng accessory. Okay? Ayan. Pangatlo is preparatory contracts. Preparatory contracts. Ito naman yung para makapag-enter ka pa sa mga susunod na contracts, kailangan mo muna magkaroon ng contract na to. Okay? So it is a contract which serves as a means by which other contracts may be entered into. Okay? So serves as means by which other contracts may be entered into. By which other contracts may be entered into. Kagaya ng halimbawa, contract of agency. Hindi ka pwedeng makipag-transact as agent ng isang principal kung wala kang contract of agency. So preparatory yun. Mag-enter ka muna ng contract of agency bago ka makipag-contract on behalf of the principal. Also, contract of partnership. Hindi makakapag-contract si partnership pag walang contract of partnership. Okay? Ayan. So para siyang condition. Condition siya para maging preliminary step sa mga susunod pang contracts na papasukin ng isang yun, nung contract na yun. Okay? Yeah. What else? Meron din tayong classification of contract according to its name or designation. Okay? So, number one, kapag ang contract ay merong pangalan under the law, ang tawag natin doon, nominate contracts. Okay? So, meron siyang name under the law, has a name under the law. Okay? Example natin dyan, edi yun nga, sale, contract of sale, lease, yan, partnership. So, makikita natin yan, may sarili siyang law, no? Law on sales, law on lease, law on partnerships. So, meron siyang sariling pangalan. Pero kapag wala naman, halimbawa, um, I promise to do something, yan. So, nakipag-contract ka, pipinturahan mo siya, parang gano'n. Pipinturahan mo yung bahay, tapos may bayad na service din. Okay, so wala siyang special name under the law. Ang tawag natin doon, i-nominate contracts. So, does not have a special name under the law. Yan. Ito yung mga usualing nakikita natin na MOAs or MOUs, which is not regulated by special provisions of law. So example natin, MOA or mga MOUs, mga Memorandum of Agreement or Memorandum of Understanding. So wala siyang individuality and hindi siya regulated by special provisions of the law. Okay? So innominate contracts ang tawag natin dyan. So example pa natin dyan, do ut des. Okay? Ibig sabihin, I give that you may give. Magbibigay ako sa iyo ng isang bagay, magbibigay sa akin sa isang bagay, can be money. So para siyang ano, para siyang sale, pero hindi money, parang barter baga. Yan. So yun. Hindi siya nominate contract kasi wala siyang special name under the law. Okay? What else? Another classification is according to risk or fulfillment. According to risk or fulfillment. Okay? Number one, meron tayong commutative contracts. Ito naman yung halimbawa, may equal values. Parties give equal or almost equal values. Kaya meron tayong fulfillment. Okay? So, merong equal values given ang bawat parties. Equal values given by parties. Okay? Ayan. Example natin, contract of lease. Pangalawa, we have aleatory. Yan. Itong aleatory, nakadepende siya sa chance. Ito kasi may fulfillment eh. Kasi yung ginawa ng isa or binigay ng isa is equivalent dun sa ginawa naman ng isa or binigay ng isa. So may equal values. Kaya may fulfillment. Itong aleatory, yung fulfillment nakadepende sa chance. Fulfillment depends upon chance. Okay? So, therefore, yung values given by the parties ay nagkakaiba because may risk involved. So, values vary because of risk involved. Yan. Example natin dyan, the insurance. Pwedeng iba yung matanggap ng isang premium or policy holder kasi magkakaiba yung pwedeng mangyari. Depende siya sa risk at saka depende siya sa chance. So, yun yung ibig sabihin natin ng aleatory. Okay? Ayan. Kasi uncertain yung event eh dahil may risk involved. Yan. Okay, next. Ano pa? Letter F. According to parties obligated. Yan. Kapag isa lang ang party na may obligation, ang tawag natin doon, unilateral. unilateral. Okay? So, isa lang ang party na may obligasyon to give or to do something. So, only one party is obligated to do or to give or to do something. Yan. Example natin dyan is comodatum or comodatum. Okay? Ayan. Ano pang example natin dyan? Deposit. Okay? Pwedeng contract of gratuitous deposit. Ano ba example ng comodatum? Halimbawa yung manghihiram ka ng bisikleta. So, ano siya pinapahiram mo yung isang bagay sa isang tao. So therefore, isa lang ang merong obligasyon na magsoli nun, kundi yun ang hiram. Kaya unilateral siya. Pangalawa, bilateral. Yung bilateral or synalagmatic, okay? Synalagmatic. Ito naman, both parties ay may obligasyon to give or to do something. So both parties have obligation to give or to do something. To give, to do something. Ayan, ito na yung mga karaniwan nating napapag-usapan. Contract of sale, yan, contract of barter, contract of lease, kasi marami na siyang dalawa na yung may obligasyon. Okay? Yan. Sama natin contract of lease. Ano pa? So, next classification, meron tayo according to subject matter. Okay? Or yung object. Kapag ang object refers to things or involves things, kapag ang contract involves things, okay, yan. Pwedeng mga example natin, contract of sale, contract of barter, kasi yan ay object. Okay? Ano pa? Number two, rights. Okay? Kapag ang contract involves rights, halimbawa is use of ra or assignment of credits. Okay? Pwede rin yan. Kapag naman ang object involves services, yan, pwede rin, contract of services. So, kagaya ng agency, okay? Kagaya ng lease, yan. So, depende kung anong object ang pinag-uusapan natin, yun yung classification of contract. Next, we also have time of fulfillment, according to the time of fulfillment. Okay? Kapag na-perform na yun, yung contract, ang tawag dun is executed na. Okay? Executed, performed, ibig sabihin, ginawa na yung contract. Pero kapag hindi pa siya pine-perform, it remains executory. Okay? Has not been performed. Not been performed. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ulit ng executed, completed na siya at the time the contract is entered into. Kumbaga, yung obligations ay complied at this time. So, halimbawa, nagbenta ng property which is already delivered, tapos nabenta na, nabayaran na. Okay? In case of personal property, okay, nagkaroon na ng possession. Okay? Pero kapag halimbawa, part pa lang ng property ang nade-deliver or yung part pa lang ng price ang nade-deliver, partially executed ang tawag doon. Okay? Basta siya ay na-perform na, nabayaran na, nagawa na. Okay? Executed na yung contract. Pag hindi pa, hindi partially executed. Pero pag hindi pa talaga, it remains executory. Okay? Yung prestations are to be complied with the future time. Okay? Yan. Halimbawa, perfected sale. Halimbawa, ang ibig sabihin ng perfected sale, may contract na kayo, pero hindi pa siya fulfilled. Yung property ay hindi pa na-deliver, yung price ay hindi pa rin nababayaran or hindi pa nabibigay. Okay? So, perfected sale, ibig sabihin may contract of sale, pero hindi pa siya executed. Executory pa lang. Okay? Ayan. Meron din tayo tinatawag na auto contracts. Hindi ko na isasama dito. yung classification niya. Na-discuss na natin itong auto contracts. Paki-check yung ating lecture video sa 1305. And meron din tayong contract of adhesion, contract of adhesion, special mention na lang. Ano naman to? Kumbaga, ano na siya, templated na. Ibig sabihin ng templated yung contract. Isa lang ang nag-prepare ng contract. Okay? Only one prepared the contract. Baga, babasahin mo na lang kung sumasang-ayon ka. Ano mga example niyan? May naaalala ba kayo na yung contract ay already prepared? Okay? O example niyan, insurance. No? Baga, pare-pares ang contract para sa lahat. Babasahin nyo, tapos pag meron kayo hindi na pagkasunduan, edi tsaka nyo pag-usapan. Okay? Bakit siya contract of adhesion? Kasi na-prepared na, kailangan mo na lang siyang pirmahan. Okay? You just have to affix your signature. So, signifying adhesion. Okay? So, merely affixing signature. Yun na lang ang kailangan. Tapos hindi na kayo nag-usap, kumbaga, may naka-prepare ng contract, pipirmahan mo na lang. Kaya siyang adhesion. Okay? Kumbaga, ready-made na siya. Yan. Ready-made. Okay? So, yun. Dito nagtatapos yung Article 1305. Continuation ito nung unang lecture natin. So, bali 2 parts yung ating lecture video sa 1305. Itong pangalawa, tungkol sa classification ng contracts, medyo marami siya, pero madali naman siyang matandaan. Okay? So, tungkol siya sa classifications, marami tayo niyan, hanggang letter H. Okay? Nagkaroon pa tayo ng discussion sa auto contracts. Nandun yun sa unang lecture natin, pakicheck nyo na lang. And ano yung ibig sabihin ng contract of adhesion. Okay? So, yun. I hope meron akong dadag sa inyo bagong learning na magagamit ninyo sa inyong mga klase. Kung medyo nabilisan ka, ulitin yung lecture natin, I'm sure kukuha mo rin yan. And lagi sinasabi sa inyo, mag-aral kayo mabuti, mag-ingat palagi, at laging tatandaan, ibang klase ka. Bye-bye!